Hey guys, I've been wanting to make a video this entire week and I didn't do it. I wanted to plan and script one. I didn't do it, so what I procrastinate on the entire week falls on my Sunday to-do list. And last week I didn't post a long video and I want to be more consistent with it. I know that there isn't anyone who's waiting to watch this video, but like for me personally, trying to be more consistent with the things that I want to do for myself and not like for a job or school, whatever, even though I'm doing these things for myself as well. But anyways, so recently I started a job in retail and I'm doing this for a short time, a limited period, and I told myself initially that I'm gonna work full time, but now I reduced the hours because it's just too much and I'm working part-time, but still like 5 times a week, just shorter shifts. And I have been like working so hard, I get so exhausted working in retail and I'm standing all of the time, so my legs literally hurt. But whenever I'm working, I don't really complain. I want to complain, but I know that there is no point in complaining. And sometimes I'm tired, I don't want to go to work, but I still show up. I have like all of these circumstances that would make me not do the work, but because it's a job and because I have to do this, I show up every time and I'm able to withstand and go through this like tough shifts. It's tough for me because it gets pretty exhausting. It's very physical, like the work is very physical. And the fact that, I'm always amazed at work. I know that if I would get this tired working on something for myself, like, I don't know, the things that I like doing, like art or the other things that I do or that I want to do, I would stop if I was this tired, But in a job, I'm able to go through that time. I tell myself, I have these 7 hours that I have to be working in and I don't make any excuse. I do it to the best of my abilities and I do the work. I show up no matter what, and I stay it doesn't matter how tired I get in those hours. I don't tell myself I'm just gonna go home, I'm just gonna stop. No, I keep going. Doesn't matter how tired or if my head is hurting or whatever excuses, nobody cares. You do the work. And it's not just me, it's also my coworkers. You see that everyone has something to do. You don't want to bother anyone, and complaining won't get you anything. Complaining is not going to change anything about it. And I do the work, I come home, and that's it. And I have been the thing that bothers me is I don't put that same energy and effort into my personal projects and stuff that I would like to be working on, So if I'm doing something like creating videos, or if I think about pursuing certain ideas that I have, I don't put in the same amount of persistence, consistency. I don't show up no matter what, and I make a lot of excuses. A lot of times we like to think of ourselves, or I would like to think of myself as a hard-working, persistent, consistent, and all of these traits that you need to reach certain goals as a productive person, or But in reality, it's not the case, and I'm starting to have like more self-awareness, to be honest, as I'm doing this job, because I would be like working and I'm like, I am this tired, yet I don't make any excuse. I just keep going because I know that it doesn't matter. I have to put in the work, and I'm like why don't I do this like for myself, you know? I think it's not just the case for me, but for a lot of people. We have been like we always respect like these jobs, we respect the school we go to, the university, we do like the assignments that we have to do. But when it comes to starting something for yourself, where nobody is controlling what you're doing, you know, where nobody's holding you accountable, where no one is like pushing you, and you know, when you're by yourself and you have like full control of what you do. I mean, you're not really in control if you make excuses, but where you have like the freedom to do, you know, to make an excuse and not do the work, and or like ignore the excuses and do the work. I don't know if this all makes a sense, you know. I'm just talking without any kind of script or anything, but this reminds me of like certain pages from the book The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And in that book he talks about like turning pro, and you know what differentiates successful people or successful artists. It's not just for creative people, but also like for entrepreneurs, anyone who is trying to pursue a calling that they think will help them get or like reach their higher potential. Like what the problems they face doing that, and how they can overcome these problems and turn pro at what they do and show up for themselves, and how to overcome resistance that keeps us from doing the work. And he talks in this book about how we're already pros, and then he lists all of the ways we are already pro at our jobs, you know, because we show up no matter what. We don't make excuses. We know, like, we feel the urgency of getting that work done and showing up. We are consistent. There are like so many like things that he lists. I think I will show the page on this video, but you know, why is it like so difficult to do this for us personally, you know? And again, I'm talking about like personal projects, things that we do on our own. Then he goes on to talk about how you should apply that behavior that you have at work to your pursuits, you know, if it's a business or just anything creative, you know, if you're a writer, artist, whatever, to become better at what you're doing and become a professional at what you're doing. And he talks about how you should, you know, have a sense of urgency, show up, not make any excuses, and so on. And I feel like when we read these books, or when I read this book, I should stop saying we, but when I read these books, these like non-fictional books, a lot of times, I mean, after a while I forget what they said in these books, and I need to like reread the book, or I just I just consume the information. I don't really apply it. And a lot of times I lack self-awareness when it comes to these things, because especially when you are in personal development and you have developed an area in your life, and you know, you might have been very consistent at working out, but you're not consistent at reading, and then you tell yourself like, oh, at least I'm consistent at like one thing, so it's okay if I'm not that consistent at another, you know, just like small excuses, a little bit of ignorance, I think, yeah. And is it ignorance lack of self-awareness, whatever. Tomorrow I have to go to work, and yeah, I mean, I'm only doing this for just 2 more weeks and I'm done. About 2 weeks, I'm not sure, and I'm done. So it's not that big of a deal, but then it shows how, you know, like tomorrow at 1 p.m. I will be there, but I've been telling myself the entire week that I will post a video today, and I didn't do it. But yet, like for my job, I know that I will be there definitely at 1 p.m. on Monday. But anyways, I think it's a lesson for me, and also just putting this online, maybe I will hold myself like more accountable now, because I have talked about this in this video, and also because I might rewatch the video since it will be on my channel. And yeah, anyways, I feel, yeah, I should stop adding things to it, but I saw a TikTok, but yeah, I think that, you know, when you are doing something, it doesn't matter what, you have to be like relentless, you have to be very fierce and do not listen to your emotions, you know, because a lot of times these emotions are just resistance. They are trying to get you from doing the work. You know, when you feel tired, you know, just do it when you're tired. It doesn't matter. Being tired is not an excuse. And if you're feeling lazy, if you're feeling unmotivated, it doesn't matter. You should not listen to your feelings. You should do whatever you have planned to do, and not what you're feeling for now. Because if it is a job, if it is a school, you will show up, no matter what your feelings are. You have definitely had an experience in your life where you did something despite feeling that emotion that is now keeping you from doing the work. You know, you have definitely worked on an assignment before when you were tired. So what makes you think that you can't do the work now when you are tired? But yeah, anyways, that's it with the video. I think hopefully I need to stop procrastinating so much, because I have to get a lot of things done, and now I'm planning like September and the next week, so that I don't have to make that many decisions as well. But that's it. Anyways, I don't know, I need a cool like outro for the video, but I don't know what to say, so I'm not gonna try anymore. I feel like I talk too much. I don't know like who would watch this video, but I'm just gonna create.